What's up, guys? I'm Brian Kelly, Kelly Family Fitness. It's 5:20 in the morning, dark early. I thought I'd post this video real quick. I woke up this morning with like a little bit of a stiff neck. These are a couple really easy ways to loosen that up, and they're also really good to do as prep work right before you do overhead exercise. So any kind of vertical pushing or vertical pulling, if you loosen up your neck, you tend to get a little more function out of your shoulders. So I thought I'd share these with you real quick. They're not common, so they might help you out in some way or another. The first one I'm going to show you is for the levator, the side of the neck. I could add some rotation to this and get into the extensors, or add some extension into my neck and stretch out my flexors, but the general setup is the same. Got about an 1.75 inch, maybe a 2-inch wide band. I'm going to put my foot in it, bring it up over my shoulder, and then press that band to the floor. Now I'm using a pretty heavy band because I want this to traction my shoulder down. I don't want to have to do this actively. I'm going to let the band do it for me. And then I'm going to reach across my head and very lightly pull ear towards shoulder. And this separation between my right ear and my right shoulder being pulled down is really going to help me stretch out the side of my neck. Like I said, I could add some flexion into this and stretch out the back of my neck. I could add a little bit of extension into this and stretch out my flexors, which is also really good. But just generally speaking, I use this one for the levator. I do most of my stretches for up to 2 minutes, but on my neck, I tend to segment them into a little bit less time. I find if I just crank on my neck for 2 minutes straight, it makes things worse. So like 10-15 seconds at a time, and build up to a total of 2 minutes each side. I will also prioritize the tighter side. So if one side is tighter than the other, I tend to stretch that side more. I'll even stretch it up to double the other side. I find that if you stretch evenly, you kind of precipitate the imbalance if one side's unevenly tight. So double stretch tight side if you can. The other one I want to show you, or I should say the next one, I'm going to use a little bit thinner band. This could be a towel, some kind of a small rolled up towel would be fine. It's going to be for adding some traction into my cervical spine. And I look at the cervical spine as being very similar to my lumbar spine. They're both going to have this kind of concave shape. And in saying that, I'm going to angle the band to kind of match the bone. On the lower part of my cervical spine, I'm going to take this band, and I'm going to traction it down a little bit, and then I'm going to let my head extend back and just allow that traction to stretch my neck. As I move up to the middle part of my cervical spine, I'm going to traction the band straight out and then extend back. And then as I do the upper part, I'm going to be kind of right under the base of my skull, and I'll traction the band up a little bit and then extend back over the top of that. And again, I would hold these for 15 seconds or maybe a little bit more at a time and build up to a total of 2 minutes of stretching. You will find that you can alleviate a ton of your neck issues just with those two. But I have one more I'm going to share with you that's kind of slick. It uses reciprocal inhibition. And that is basically, at least the way that I look at it, is if you shorten one muscle, the antagonist is going to have to lengthen. So in other words, if I flex my bicep, my tricep has to stretch to accommodate that flexion. So on this one that I'm going to use for my neck, I'm going to stand with my heels maybe 6 to 8 inches out from a wall, and then I'm going to have my butt, shoulders, and head all against the wall in the beginning. And then as I get set up, I'm going to roll my shoulders down and back into place. I'm kind of leaning back because my heels are out in front. I'm going to push my butt and shoulders off the wall, tuck my chin, and I'm going to push my head into the wall. And as I do that, I'm basically firing my extensors of my neck, which is going to force my flexors to relax. When I come off the wall, I can kind of feel my head floating back because of the release that I got in the front of my neck. You know, we live in kind of a society where we're always kind of either texting or surfing our phone or working at a computer or whatever, and these cervical flexors are tight on everybody. A lot of people have forward head posture. So that one is an excellent way to stretch out the front of your neck and kind of get you into some alignment, which in turn, you know, if I've got forward head posture, I'm gonna have rounded shoulders. A good way to set myself up for overhead exercise is to get my neck where it belongs, and that'll allow me to get my shoulders where they belong. So anyway, I hope you liked them. I hope you liked our video, and if you have any questions, reach out to me. Otherwise, have a great day. Thanks for watching.